What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today is Thursday, June 5th, 2018, the day after Independence Day. And you know what that means? It's time to celebrate the independence of the luckiest, most future war culty faction in Destiny 2, Future War Cult. Congratulations for finally winning a faction rally. It got really close there. Dead Orbit had us scared there. They had more people pledged and they almost caught up with the total faction ranks earned. But you did it. You managed to pull one out and we got ourselves a pretty darn good sidearm for your trouble. So for you Guardians out there who are still celebrating the 4th of July, maybe pour one extra one out for Future War Cult. They've certainly earned it. And of course, today is Thursday, which means we get our Bungie weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. And in this video, we're going to be covering some of the biggest bits of news to come out of this week's TWAB. And so, let's go ahead and dive on in. First things first, we've got Guardian Con starting up next weekend. And for you Guardians who will be in attendance at the Tampa convention, you'll be seeing some Bungie individuals there as well. And they won't be coming empty-handed, as they will have brought copies of Forsaken and the Gambit game mode for players to enjoy. They'll also be hosting a Gambit exhibition tournament that'll be taking place on July 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're one of the Guardians who will be in attendance at GuardianCon this year, you might have a chance to get your hands on the new PvEVP game mode. But now let's move on to some of the news bits. And the first big thing to cover is the release date or the release date change of the incoming Prestige Raid Lairs. Now previously, both the Spire of Stars and the Eater of Worlds Prestige Raids were going to be dropping on the same day, July 17th. But thanks to some community feedback and the overarching desire to see some world-first races, we're going to be seeing some changes there. Bungie Senior Design Lead Joe Blackburn had this to say: "I just wanted to swing back around and give a quick update on some changes to the Prestige Lair launch plan. Based on player feedback, and to ensure each world's first race has a clean start, we're changing the release times of each activity. Eater of Worlds will receive a 1-hour delay to ensure players have ample time to download and install Destiny 2 Update 1.2.3 once it becomes available. Spire of Stars has been delayed 24 hours to offset the activity release. The following times are when each activity will become available. The Eater of Worlds Prestige Raid Lair will be available at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on July 17th, and the Spire of Stars Prestige Raid Lair will be available at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on July 18th. Additionally, they want to quickly reinforce that the Prestige Raid Lairs are much more about week-to-week variety and less about a singular pinnacle challenge, but they are still excited to have a chance to watch the best of the best in the community sprint to the finish on both of these activities." And finally, we get a bit of a hint at least one of the incoming Raid Lair modifiers. Joe says that the first week's modifier is brand new. It's called Arsenal. It's weird, and that's all he'll say about it. As far as the curated loadout goes, he can only give you a little bit of advice. And then he states that he'll be looking out for his time-worn Spire and he feels an autumn wind blowing, hinting that week 1's curated loadout is going to require some kinetic pulse rifle action. So basically, we're getting a bit of a staggered start for the Prestige Raid Lairs. Eater of Worlds will still be dropping when Update 1.2.3 goes live on July 17th, but it's going to drop an hour after that update comes out to give everybody a chance to download it first. And then the Spire of Stars will start 24 hours later at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on July 18th. This is to ensure that we can have two hopefully separate World's First runs for both Eater of Worlds and Spire of Stars. Hopefully people who are running Prestige Eater of Worlds will be done by the time that 24-hour period is done. Now, after that, we have some short but substantial news coming from Kevin Yanez and the Crucible team. Here's what he had to say. "Hey everyone, while some of us at Bungie are off on holiday to celebrate our country's independence, we wanted to make sure all Guardians in Destiny 2 had something to celebrate. Starting this Friday, July 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and lasting through the weekly reset, players may earn 3 times normal Valor rank gains in all Valor-supported playlists. If you want to nab that exotic ghost or you're looking to finish your Crucible ornaments, this week is the time to throw down in the Crucible. We hope you have fun this weekend and maybe take a dip in the Mayhem playlist. where you can celebrate with your own brand of fireworks. Now, this is huge. What a great way to celebrate Independence Day, allowing Guardians to earn 3 times the normal amount of Valor starting this Friday in all of the Valor-enabled game modes in D2, so quick play and whatnot. That means this weekend is going to be a fantastic opportunity if you're somebody who hasn't had the time to maybe get yourself up to Mythic or Legend or reset your rank at least once in PvP. This is going to be a great chance for you to get in there and make some real grindage towards some of those new ornaments, towards that exotic ghost, and all kinds of things like that. Not to mention, Mayhem is active this week, so if you want to play nothing but Mayhem and get a great amount of progress towards your rank ups, you can do that this weekend. Fantastic change. I certainly know I'm going to be running around with my trusty tractor cannon all weekend, pushing myself as far as I can go. Buckle up, Guardians, it's going to be a fun one. But alright, that is pretty much it for all the biggest bits of information contained within this week's TWAB. It was definitely a shorter one. But we've got a little over 60 days before Destiny 2 Forsaken officially drops, which means the coming weeks are going to be chock full of information, both about the incoming DLC, about stuff like the Solstice of Heroes, the Exotic Armor Sandbox change that's coming in a little over a week, plenty of things to talk about. But for now, we're out. Be sure to leave us your thoughts down in the comments section below. How do you feel about the Prestige Raid Lair changes? Will you and your team be watching or attempting Worlds First? And are you going to be busy grinding Valor this weekend? Be sure to let us know. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But it's going to be it for this one, Guardians. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'm the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.